Yeah, I just wanted to ask that. So when she showed up all of a sudden in the picture, what did she say?
I was actually told by my auntie that she neglected me or to. That's what they said. But when I met her, she said my grandmother took her away from me because my grandmother had only one girl who happens to be my auntie. So she wanted to add me to my auntie to make her last daughter. So my grandmother saw me as a last daughter and not a grandchild. But I happened to be the first grandchild of the family. So she said, my grandmother had power. But then NDC was so she could do whatever she liked according to her. But my thinking is, na Oshana baby or you do whatever it is to take your child. The excuses she was giving me, said, that's all she said. And I told her I can't forgive that. I let it go because what else is there?
Yeah.
Without you, what else is there? God has brought me through all the struggles through to now. If you want to be in my life, you have to work to end the love that you lost or that was never there. So if you're willing to do that, then yes, we can be together. So after I begged the body, the funeral was done with will. Mind you, when the will was done the first time that I knew about, it was signed by my grandmother. Now that it was about to be read, she was dead. Not a thumbprint, and I was a normal thumbprint. Yes, when I say my Bible, na me wukoba, mami kuni pebio. Those were the words from the will. It was written in the will. And me go to a family and me say, "Erade ma open your say a Bible. Extra nyamia point. If it's the manual of life, and yes, a Japadia ye jamamia, and yes, be a Bible nimuna. Whoever wrote the Bible, there's power in the Bible. However, for the prophets, the women in the Bible, the names, whatever trials and tribulations they went through, the burden was theirs and theirs alone. So your friend Daniela, the social media nyame ma Daniel, Daniel and Quadia. Nyame so bit me a fib, into no demand to say Bible near de mamia. Me din ni Bible ni but me who share Esther. A name Nyame share my wedding. Na on kase. Oh ya me ba. We are say jeja de nyina kwa ebe wu eja akọ so nyame asem kwa na asem a etimi tina febo. So if they decided to cheat me out of my properties, both from my late father and from my grandmother, if they decided to cheat me out of it, and God in his own wisdom has said that they should give me a Bible, I'll take it. That was where I realized or she said Bibiamo we need that only but acquire a name because it's just a day that you've asked God or you've prayed to God or you've questioned God. Say erade boa me erade jeme na say wan je o satan na person oje wa empaba onu mo hihye da e onu ne mre e no nya wo mre. So when they gave me the Bible as a will, I said to myself, if human beings are cheating me out of the properties that I'm supposed to receive, and they have suddenly changed their will, and they write in the will that you should take a Bible, so when you die and go and come, you not kill any human being again. So I'll take it. And I'll just say to myself, there are names in the Bible. Whoever wrote the Bible I don't care but that is the manual of life. That is how we are protected. And if the names in the Bible, the prophets, the women in the Bible, were able to go through any trials and tribulations and survive, God solely gave it to them. If Daniel was named Daniel and went through whatever trials and tribulations he went through, whatever temptations, and he survived, God knew he would be able to survive. That was why he gave him that burden. And the God that we serve will surely take you out. So I said, okay, I will take the Bible. But then again, if it's God's will, I'm going to put myself in the shoes of Esther. And I will be the Esther in my own life and to please God. All I did was take that Bible that day, thank each and every one of them. And I said, Yamin Shamo, God bless all of you. And I left. And as I was leaving, I said to God, my name is Elaine Attoh. I bear the name Attoh, and Attoh is a strong name in Ghana, in our industry.
Yeah.
But I retract myself from every family holding, every one of them. I am now God's child, and I belong to God's family. So God has to take care of me. It was a proclamation I made between me and my God. My dear, God has never failed me. Yes, I'll go through trials and tribulations. Why forsake yourself when God hasn't forsaken you? Why decide to decline and sit back and watch the devil destroy you, although you were going through a little thing? For you, it is huge, but whatever is huge is a little problem before the God that we serve.
Yeah.
Believe you me, take it to God in prayer. He will save you. That's how God came into my life.
Wow. Wow. I think they thought that they were depriving you of properties, but they've actually given you the most beautiful thing.
They have no idea.
How were you able to pick yourself up? You know, it's hard. It's really hard to be able to gather yourself up and still come into the limelight and be the actress you wanted to be.
I was acting when I was little with my grandmother. I was doing Kid Fest, Fun World. And then I was, when Rollins travels and comes into town, they'll dress me in kente and then I'll present a flower to him. So I should say I saw the limelight a little early in life. But like, because of the things that I went through, there were setbacks. But in 2008, I entered into a competition, Ghana Movie Star. In that same 2008, I wasn't living in the house. I was living with a man I met in the course of my problems, the things I was going through. His name is Elaine. I was selling to him. He was the one I said I was selling to him. He spoke English, and I spoke English back. The answer he gave to me was, I didn't mind him and I walked away. But that man made a constant effort to look for me. He came through that road every time. One day he came and he's like, my bar around. When I search around, it's like when it's nightfall, you go somewhere, but I don't know where you enter. I said, that was the only time I opened up to him and told him. And this man took me to his house and introduced me to his mother. God rest her soul. There are 3 boys, 3 men. Gabriel Enyan, Tony Enyan, and then Wafakwesi Enyan. Wafakwesi just passed. God rest his soul. They took me on as their last born, as their sister. That was how they started telling me, you come off, what's my newscaster? I don't know one person obey. I'm like, I don't have the means, I don't have the resources. And then they took me into modeling because I was skinny. They took me into modeling. And in the course of this modeling, I met a group of people who act and stuff. And then they said there's a competition coming up, which is Ghana Movie Star. I joined and I was picked. At the end of the competition, I was part of the first 5.
Wow.
And then the man helped me shoot my first movie in 2009. 2009, I shot the first screen movie. But by then I was doing stage. And they were like, oh yeah, yeah, it's natural. You're very good. So you should pick it up. So I started and they helped me through it all. Since then, I never relented. I realized if my talent is what is going to take me far, why should I sit back and wallow in self-pity? Yes, I've been through it, but God has given me a savior. So with these people's help, why don't I just move on with my life and edge myself on, push myself? So because I was selling in the streets, it gave me a business mind, like me a shop. Every time I want to sell something, in the course of this, actually, you meet a lot of people who would help you. You meet a lot of people. So in 2011 or 2010, I was going to look for a job after the Ghana movie star. Patience, a friend of ours, Pat, introduced me to her family. And then normal permasem. So one of the uncles was like, I said, so the outer of no, over to my front desk. By then, not front desk, and the Juman also over to my front desk. I said, oh, so far as I made me I go back to school because I want to go back to school. I want to finish my university. So he took me to a man. His name is Jeffrey Berima Kofi Amwa. He took me to him and I say, oh, so we were 5 at the interview session. We were 5. This man comes out and says, what is a CV? That's all he asked. And the rest were like, oh, maybe CV, but like I bought my CV. This is it. This, and then I'm like, a CV is the abbreviation for curriculum vitae. It was like, the rest of you should just leave. Mabon. I asked for a CV. I didn't say, where is your CV? I didn't say, where is your CV? I said, what is a CV? And she got it right. So she should stay. So I stayed, and this man says, oh, we had the interview, and he was like, you're intelligent. So why do you want to do the front desk? And I said, well, I want to gather money and go to school. So make sure it's school, so you don't need to be gathering money for years. And I'm saying, you think I don't know men? You just want to have your way with me, so you're telling me you take care of me. Oh, and I walked out of the office. I walked out. So Pat's uncle, the man called Pat's uncle, was like, hey, that's not the mind I have for her. But for her to just go that lane, she's been through something. So I need you to bring her back to me. So for 2 months, this man was looking for me. I deleted him from my life. I'm like, telling me, I don't want this stress again. So they found me again. And then the man brought me to his house, started taking care of me. He took me through university without asking for anything in return. But for me, open school, come and work for me. That's how I met this wonderful JBK. Everybody knows him as JBK. That's how I met him in 2011.
I think it's just that when you cry out to God, He actually listens. You know, He brings help, but then sometimes we just ask, why does He wait so much? I think
Just to strengthen
it's
you.
intentional.
And it was good. Either than that, I would have been soft because I would be thinking I come from a rich family. They do everything I want for me because I had it all. Like I had a silver spoon in my mouth. So things changed. And then I had to go through this phase.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for the phase that I went through, and if it wasn't for the phase that my own family put me through, I don't think I would have been strong enough to be living by myself.
It's true. And to be doing what you're doing right now.
Yes, I wouldn't be strong enough. And trust me, I am unbreakable. I'm so tough. It's sometimes it's even difficult to date a man because they're like, Aden, what is a bear man? You're like a man. So you understand. I'm like so tough, it's bad. I'm so principled. I don't trust. It's not my fault, but it's a result of how I grew up. And it's made me realize, Charlie, in this world, without money and without connections and without God in your life, you're useless.
It's true. It's very, very true. So I think there's someone out there who have lost their parents. I personally have a friend who doesn't even have the two of them. And there's someone who probably maybe as we are speaking have just gotten a news of his or her dad being dead. What word of encouragement do you have for those people? Because trust me, it's not going to be like an easy journey, or it's not an easy journey.
So if you're out there watching or listening through whichever channel, this is Elaine. My name means sunshine. I believe sometimes names do have power. But then again, you have power. God created us and said, I've created you in my image. Come to me when you need help. Yes, you may be devastated right now because you lost your source of happiness. You lost your source of protection. You lost your source of, let's say, income, because they will be taking care of you. You'll be wondering, who else is going to be there for me? God is there for you. The God we serve is there for you. Fret not. Don't think the world has come to an end because you've lost the people who take care of you. They are your channel to coming into this world. They are our channel for coming into this world. God takes them at a time when he thinks we are strong enough to persevere. God will not intentionally take your parents from you. Yes, it may be through an accident, which is untimely. But then again, why would you think you've been neglected by the whole world? Call on to God. Psychologically, you may be affected. Spiritually, you may be broken. But believe you me, you may be calling on God now on a daily basis. And you think God is not answering you. You think God is not listening to you. God will position certain people in your life. And then you ask yourself, is this me? Is this where I've come to? But right now you are crying. Cry. Bring out the pain. It helps. The crying out the pain helps. It may not bring them back. But as you're crying, ask yourself, what's next? The whole world is mine now. But as the world is mine, where comes my strength? It takes you to trust in God. It takes you to trust in yourself. That yes, you're strong enough to persevere to face the next phase of your life. Do not give up on yourself. Do not feel downtrodden that everything is lost. Everything is never ever lost. So far as you have life, you have hope. Let prayer be your constant help. Go to prayer, go for prayer, go with prayer, walk in prayer, walk in faith. And know that the God we serve will never neglect you. The parents you've lost is just temporary. It's not permanent. God will place your caretakers, your caregivers in your life. And you realize that your parents were a channel, but your future lies in who you place in your hands and how you use that opportunity to help yourself. That's what I have to say.
Wow, that's beautiful. I'm going to take your final word, but then can you put your business line out there, your IG, just in case someone wants the food to buy?
Okay, my handles for the food is Elaine's Kitchen. ELAINE''S. Kitchen, KITCEN. Elaine's Kitchen is on IG and on Facebook. And then you can call me on 0266624100 or 0244830031 for the food. And then the 0244830031 is also my business line for my acting and for my other enterprises. And then I have my website, which is Elaine Attoh, www.elaineattoh. If you go on my website, you can get a link and a channel to all my handles.
What message do you have for fathers out there?
I have a very strong message for, forgive me, I'm going to be blunt. Those who know me know I've always been blunt.
Okay.
My message goes to fathers who decide, who are living in this world and decide not to take care of their parents, their children. My message is going out to them. For those of you doing a massive and fabulous job of taking care of your children, God bless you, reward you, and sustain you. For those of you who have decided, and you decide not to take care of their child, sometimes taking care of a child is not just money. Sometimes the child needs your attention. Sometimes the child needs your presence. Showing up for the child is a lot more than telling the child, Mato, let's say, it's a PS5 was Mato PS5 amount. So play it and be happy. But being there for the child emotionally, physically, and psychologically, even spiritually, goes a long way to strengthen the child's resolve. Not taking care of your child, it's there in the Bible. I can't quote it now, but it's in the Bible. If you don't take care of your child, the blessings of God never comes to you. Nothing you do succeeds. It's not a curse. It's not something that will, it's in the Bible. What is wrong with you taking a few minutes of your time to be with your child? No matter what you're going through, it's no fault of the child that you decided to bring the child into this world, even if it's by accident. Father's Day is for fathers to celebrate their children. It's for us children to celebrate our fathers. For those of us who don't have fathers out there, God is our Father. We've got one another. Be thankful that you have life to see somebody else celebrate a father. And even if your pastor speaks to you in a day and advises you, that is your father. Find a gift and give to your pastor. Or give to an elderly man who advises you. Give to a close male friend who advises you. Those people alone are father figures in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elaine. I think it's been a very beautiful interview. I have never been this emotional because I personally could relate to a higher extent. So if you're out there and you don't have a father, it's a beautiful day, and we want to wish all fathers out there a happy Father's Day. Just like Elaine said, if you are a father and you're not taking care of your child, you don't know how that is. So I'd wanted to ask that when you feel that vacuum, especially, you know how it is if you didn't have that male figure growing up. What actually fills the vacuum?
Because I like reading, I read motivational books. And because I like taking walks, when there's a vacuum like that, before, honestly, I had my boyfriend, but you can't rely on them. So you could talk to your boyfriend if he's reliable. You could talk to your husband if he's reliable to help you fill the vacuum. But if those people are not there, for me, like I say, because I like reading, I read motivational books and then I go straight to the Bible. I don't choose a verse because trust me, I may be a Christian, but I don't know the Bible very well. So I just tell God, as I'm about to open the manual of life, take me to where you think I'll read and be comforted. And when I do this, I go to the beach. I sit there and I open it and read for the breeze to just help take my mind off these things. So when these vacuums are filled, I go to God or I pray. Even if I can't read the Bible, I pray. Father, please take this burden off me, because these vacuums push us to do the vile things of life. When there's a certain vacuum in your life, it will make you pursue a course that will not help your future, or take a path that will not help your future. So do not let the vacuum you feel direct you on a path you would regret later. Talk to God.
Talk to God. Elaine, thank you so much. And I personally also want to say that, yes, talk to God. I lost mine at 11, but anytime you feel, I talk to him a lot. He said he's the father of the fatherless. Really, he is. And he's the God for the orphans. So if you have walked this path, you know how it is. Just like she advised, you may sometimes be pushed to probably seek solace in a man, or like trying to get men to fill that vacuum for you. But I tell you, there's no human being that can fill the place of God. He brought them into your life. They were not there to play that role, but he positioned people in your life. So if there is any vacuum at all, if there is any shallow feeling, if there is any, sometimes you cry. Yeah, we all do cry. If you feel like crying, just cry it out. If you feel like crying, you just feel free and cry. But when you finish crying, put yourself together and know that God is there for you. You are not half a human being because you don't have a father. Sometimes we go like, oh, assuming we had them around, things would have been much more different. It is so that someone will get inspired. I hope this interview inspired you. And I want to say a happy Father's Day once again to all fathers out there. If you are not following us, like I said, I Choose You Talk Show on YouTube. I Choose You Talk Show on Facebook. I Choose You Talk Show on Instagram. And then at I Choose You Talk One on Twitter. Subscribe, follow us. We'll bring you more interesting stories. She said it that they are normal human beings like us, or like they go through things we also go through in our daily lives. So it's been a very nice interview, Elaine. On behalf of our viewers out there, kindly join me, say goodbye to them. Until another time, stay safe, use your nose mask, and observe social distancing. Please order food from Elaine's kitchen. It's so delicious, I can bet you. Bye bye.
Bye.